Frank Darris joins us from Darris Law, flood insurance and floods in general.
You might think that your regular homeowner's insurance covers flood, but it doesn't.
Hey, good point. Just because you have homeowner's insurance does not mean you have any coverage for a flood. That's extra. We can buy it. It's cheap. We should have it. We can get up to $250,000 for our structure, and we can get $100,000 for our contents. And if we're a business, we can get $500,000 in structure and $500,000 for our contents. Obama extended the National Flood Insurance Program last August, and we're seeing across the board about a 10 to 20% increase in the premiums. Also, we're seeing an increase in the deductible from $1,000 to $2,000, and those areas that have been hardest hit are no longer getting subsidized insurance rates if they've had repeated floods or repeated claims. So seeing Ohio a little bit higher than the rest of the Midwest isn't too surprising.
And Frank, this coverage under the National Flood Insurance Program, you don't buy that directly from the government. You buy that through a local agent.
Exactly. If you go on the internet and Google flood insurance, there's a ton of local providers that offer the coverage in Ohio and Kentucky and right there in the Midwest. So it's easy to get. And, you know, I like insurance that's not advertised too often. Why? Because it's cheap and it's stuff we need.
Cheap and stuff we need. Though the image that's left of flood insurance is from the hurricanes that hit the East Coast, and everybody's saying, well, why is it that we, the public, have to pay for wealthy folks to be living right on the edge of paradise?
Yeah, you know, certainly it's a concern. And what are we going to do? We're just going to board off that area of Sandy Beach back there in New Jersey. You know, that area's got to get redeveloped. Those people that don't have flood insurance are going to have major catastrophic loss. Those properties are starting to sell. I don't know if you've seen it lately, but people are coming in and scooping them up, and they're about 10% under the market, but investors are coming in, and it's going to be a redeveloped, better area.
And Frank, one key thing for you to understand is that the words flood and water damage are not one and the same.
Yeah, you know, if I just read you the definition, a general and temporary condition of partial or complete inundation of 2 or more acres of normally dry land area or 2 or more properties from overflow of inland or tidal waters from unusual and rapid accumulation of runoff or surface waters. Are you kidding me?
That's a flood?
That is a flood.
That's a flood only a lawyer could love, Frank.
Yeah, you know, that's one where you need a good bottle of wine, and you got to look at it 3 or 4 times to say, wait a second, I don't have a 2-acre property. Okay, break it down. The other one just says unusual or rapid accumulation or runoff of surface water from any source. So that's okay. We don't have 2 acres. We can still get our claim covered from a flood if we got surface runoff.
Well, when I talked to you last time, it reminded me of when I went to called up my insurance agent and said I had a flood. He said, no, you didn't have a flood, Nathan. Whatever it was, I'm sure you had a backup, because floods we don't cover, backups we do.
Sure, if it's sudden and accidental. The thing is, they look at those backups, Nathan, and look at your water bill over a 4-month period of time before they pay those claims to see whether it was a slow leak. Hey, if your toilet overflows and blows out 2 levels or your basement, yeah, that's sudden and accidental. We didn't have any notice or knowledge. Slow leak, not covered.
Just a couple inches of water from a flood can really cause tens of thousands of dollars of damage in your house.
You know, I tell people, hey, the basement is where we store a lot of stuff, and, you know, you get a washer, dryer, you get all your ski equipment, hockey stuff, blah, blah, stereos, televisions, your computers. You know, it doesn't take much to get to $100,000. And then think about the finishes in your house, all that flooring, the carpeting, the cabinetry, all the stuff that you did to upgrade the interior of your house. If you had a bad flood with mold and all that, you're going to lose all your walls, cabinets, flooring. It doesn't take much to get to $250. So for $800, if I get a flood, my stuff's covered because I can't go out and replace that for $100,000. I can't afford that.
Absolutely
for $800. I'm all in.